Hi there, how are you? Welcome. Once again, it is time to show off the craft box. And I hope you're ready for this. Let me see if I can find my post, get myself situated. So this is the stand, okay? This is 18 inches tall. And it does have all the stuff to stand on its own. Let me see if I can find this post. Here we go. All right. I'm going to paint it brown. Okay, you're going to get some brown paint in this kit. And the brown paint will be the big container. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. Keyword is October. Hi, Nicole. How are you, love? All right. So I'm going to just... Oh, God. I squirted way too much paint on there, but that's okay. We're going to spread it out. My God. That's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Let's see if I can pin this. Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry I'm running a little bit late. I underestimated how much time I needed to prepare myself to start this live. So I was running a little bit behind. Now, I'm not probably going to do more than one coat of this paint, okay? I want it to look more like a stain almost. So I'm letting the wood soak it up. Now the stand is 1/4 inch wood, okay? The whole stand. So this thing is super heavy. And the stand itself is reusable, which is awesome. I love something that's reusable. You don't have to buy it again. And I do intend to have more of the signs that go with it available. So keep an eye out for that, where it'll be interchangeable with the seasons and that kind of thing, okay? Hi, Deborah. How are you? Hi, Lisa. Hey, Lori. Welcome, ladies. And look at that. It wasn't too much paint after all that I accidentally squirted on here. Not at all. Hi, Marie. How are you? Welcome. Let's see if I can not spray acrylic paint all over myself tonight. That would be good. I would like that a lot. So whenever you comment the word October, you will get the link to head on over to my Etsy and buy this thing if you want to grab it. The cost does include shipping. So keep that in mind, that it's no shipping whatsoever. And, well, that's good. I just barely have this part stuck down. So these little pieces over here. I also include in the package instructions on how to put this base together. I did print out my own so that I could puzzle it out on my live here with y'all. Now, I could probably put it together again. I've put it together once already, but didn't want to have to struggle through it. So I figured having a photo might help me, and I knew it would help you, even though you're welcome to come back. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Barbara. How are you, love? You're welcome to come back and check out the replay after you get yours in the mail. And that's my last baby wipe that I have over here, so hopefully I don't need more. All right. Oh, God. All right. Now, that's good, I think. So that's a nice coat of light, like this kind of light brown color. Let me see if I can switch this thing out. There's two other parts that I want to do brown. So there's the little snow guy, and then there's some more of the frame parts. So we can go ahead and take care of these right now. You also will get a paintbrush like this, just one of these little foam ones, and some of my favorite little makeup sponges to paint with, because I just love them. They work great, and they're so easy, plus they're reusable. You can use them a couple times. So it'll be more than just this project that you can use it on. Let it dry, cut off the end of the dried paint, and go again another couple, 2-3 times. All right. So I was struggling really hard this time to come up with what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I still needed, hi Janelle, to do another fall box, which I may do another fall box next month. But I saw this one and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do the stand. I love this stand because I want to use it for other things too, you know? And that's the beauty of it, is that you can use it for this, plus you can use it for many other things. So that's how awesome this thing is. Plus I'll have some different cutouts that you can use with this frame part. Okay, so then you have options on switching it out and you don't have to keep rebuilding this frame. Although if you love it that much, then you could always give it as a gift. Okay, so there's that part, nice and stained up. Now, I'm thinking more and more about this, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this part off because I think I want to do that one black on the background along with the frame here, but last minute change. Okay, I had every intention of painting that brown, but now I've changed my mind, so here we are. Hi, Elizabeth. Yes, aren't they great? I got them on Amazon. I can give you the link to them. They're amazing. Then you can just squirt the big, or pour big bottles in there and just have a squirt bottle, and it makes it so convenient. And for me, I'm filling up little jars and stuff all the time, so super convenient for me. Now, I'm going to take this off of here because I'm going to have to paint this separate. Now, the snowman itself on here is just scored, okay? He is not a cutout. So we're going to have to paint that one, which will be fine. We can handle that. Isn't this a cute shirt? It's really not something that I would normally pick, but I used to get Stitch Fix, if you've ever heard of it. It's a subscription, a clothing subscription, and I would get it every month. And they would send me really cute clothes, which this is one of them. High-end, nice clothes that are really good quality. Expensive, though. So I quit getting it because it was just too expensive for me. And it got to the point where they were sending me very similar clothes all the time, like the same kind of shirts and stuff like that. And I was hoping to get more stuff, like, not floral necessarily, but I don't mind floral, apparently. I didn't know that. This is not something I would have chosen off the rack for myself, so I'm glad that they got it for me, or sent it to me, because I really like it. And it's kind of flowy too, so like I don't have to feel self-conscious. You know, muffin tops are real, y'all. And too tight of shirts I'm just not really a huge fan of. Hopefully you guys understand. All right, so just gonna go carefully around this edge over here. All right. Yeah, it's super comfy. And you know, comfort is my top priority whenever I'm choosing clothing for myself. I do work from home, so I'm here. And I want to look nice, you know, but also not be restricting either, so. Plus it covers up my arms. This part of my arm, I'm not super confident in it these days. And it just gives me a little bit of a confidence boost, because I don't feel like everything's hanging out, you know? Anyways, we're almost there with this part of the sign. And I think black will be really nice because this is a snowman. And then the letters and stuff we can do white, and it'll be nice stark contrast. Okay. I do need to make sure I have good coverage on this. I might come back over it here in just a minute once I see how good of coverage I actually did, because usually on the black I miss some spots somehow. I don't know how I do okay with all the other darker colors, but black usually I have some missing places. So we'll set this to the side, and we will move on to the rest of this little guy. So I am going to use some paint pens tonight to draw on the snowman itself, okay? I do send you paint with this kit, but I am not real confident in my paintbrush skills. Some of you could probably do it, I'm sure, but not me. That's just not my forte. So I am going to outline him first, okay? And I might actually use paint, but I definitely want to get an outline going so that I know exactly where my limits are, you know? And I'm also thinking I might want to do a little bit of blues in the background, so I want to make sure that I have him outlined at least first before I go there, okay? I do know I can color, so thankful for that. All right. So this does come with 5 different paint colors. You get white and black, the brown that I used, and a little bit of red and some orange for his nose. And you can either use that or use your own paint, whatever you like. You can set that to the side and use it on another project. Totally up to you, of course. But I do like that it comes with everything that you need so that you don't have to be looking for any of the supplies. I even send some makeup sponges and one of those foam brushes to use, which are super handy. I like using those. Hi, Jocelyn. How are you, love? All right. Yeah, I am going to come back with a paintbrush, I think, because this is going to be a adventure if we don't paint it. So paint pens are fabulous, but they don't do great on larger surfaces, okay? So keep that in mind whenever you're using a paint pen. They're really good for small details, especially like something that you would need a tiny little detail brush on. But when it comes to larger spaces, they get lines, and you usually have to do 2 layers. Maybe not with this black, but with the white, you definitely have to do more than 1 layer. And that's going to be a struggle to have a nice, even layer of paint, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, so there's my little hat. Okay. Hi, Becky. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I don't know if I'm going to need that paintbrush again, so I'm going to just set it to the side. Let it hang out there for a minute, and then I have another brush here. And, well, if I could open this jar, that would be really good, but that one's always giving me a bit of a hassle. Okay, so I did just outline my snowman, and then we'll come back with a little bit of white and paint him up really quick, okay? So I'm just using my home Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint on him. And as always, the paint that comes in these kits is good quality paint. You may want to do a couple of coats, usually on cutouts, especially for lighter colors. You usually have to do a couple of coats anyways. I'm about to add some water to this paint jar because I'm about sick of it. It's super thick and hard to use, kind of. It's getting down there to the bottom of the jar and it's not working great. Okay. So this whole thing is really, y'all, you're gonna love this this project. Because of the stand, I think this really makes it a fun project. I know I love snowmen too. That's my favorite winter and holiday decoration is snowmen. So I used to have these, one of my friends at a company I used to work for gave me a bunch of old Christmas decorations that her and her husband were getting rid of. And they had some of those light up reindeer, the metal ones that have all the lights. Y'all, they were awesome. I think I still have them, I'm pretty sure. But I also got these little snowmen that they're like on stakes and you put them like along your walkway or whatever. And they're motion activated, so they start singing whenever someone walks up. Y'all, these things, we had to finally turn them off because they would go off all night long and they were so loud that you could hear them outside of my house just like singing, and they were cute, but like, come on, man. And yes, I know I'm not supposed to leave my Christmas lights on at night whenever you go to bed, but I am guilty of that. Okay, so I'm gonna just take this up a little bit past his hat line because there is a little hat brim, okay, that you can use to cover up the seam between his face and his hat. And so I'm not super worried about being able to see that transition, okay, and if it's not the perfect line. I did do a decent job painting it. I'm shocked, actually, that this doesn't look horrendous. And I considered making cutouts for him, but it's already a lot of pieces, and that would just make it even more heavy to ship. I didn't want to charge more than I was already charging for him. Okay, so there's my little snow guy. I might come back and do another layer on him. I may not have to though. Okay, now for the background. Now I'm not including any blue paint or any other colors other than these 5 that I have in front of me, the orange and red and brown. But hopefully you will have a couple of colors that you can use for the background, okay? And once again, I want to try and mix some colors and make a nice little winter scene in the background. We're gonna find out if I can. I think I can. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the cup because it's... All right, so I have just a little color tray here. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in it so that I can use it for my brush if I need to. So I have this color, it's called Pool by Waverly. And then I have these other ones. This is Provincial Blue, Home Decor Chalk Paint, and Nautical. Okay, so those are a little bit darker. I don't want to go too wild with those, but I definitely want to use this. Look how pretty that is. It is so good. I think it's perfect for a nice winter scene. And I'm going to use a smaller brush because this area back here is not that big. So this is going to be my base, and then I might add a few touches of these darker colors here, but maybe not a whole lot. I don't quite know yet. I've been thinking about this all for the last couple of days, actually. Like, what am I going to do? And I haven't really planned it, so we're going to wing it as is my usual fashion, okay? Now, again, painting this guy might be a little tricky. Just go slow and get you some decent brushes. Some smaller ones. You can always touch it up, the black, with a paint pen afterwards if you need to. And I definitely am going to need to because I'm making a mess here. Okay. And then let me just poke through those holes so that that paint doesn't dry in there. All right, so that's that color pool, okay, at the top. I think that's just perfect for his background base. And then we can add a couple of touches of this other blue, these other blues. Okay. And just a little bit of water goes a long way to help smooth that right out. There we go. All right. So, y'all, tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know what happened, but this week just kind of is gone now. So that's really cool. I don't really know what exactly happened, but I'm happy about it for sure. Not upset about it at all. It's been a kind of a long week already, and I'm ready. I really need to get some things done around this house is what I need to do. This craft room is looming over my head, y'all. I feel like it's like just horrible. With how much stuff I have laying everywhere, I really need to tackle this room. And I say that every week. I tell myself that as I'm laying on the couch, like I really need to get up and go mess with my room in there, but I'm not super good about doing that. So maybe y'all can help me. I don't know how you motivate yourself to get up and do, but if you have some tips, I would love to hear it. And I mean, I know, you know, just doing one thing at a time and not letting it overwhelm you. And I think that's where I'm at right now, is I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have laying everywhere in this room. I mean, it is a nightmare. But I need to probably just do it little by little. And as I knock out small things, it'll feel good. And I will get that rush of endorphins from completing a task. But still, getting in here and actually doing it is my struggle all the time. Okay, so there's that. I need to repaint around his hat up here. And I am going to touch this up a little bit on his hat and around his body here in a minute with a paint pen. So I'm not super worried about how crisp my lines are because I can fix them. But there's my little background. And then here's what I'm thinking. I don't want to go crazy with these darker blues because I feel like it'll be too much. Hi, Charlene. Well, you can comment the word October and get the link to get this little cutie. Hopefully I'm not frozen for anyone else. I seem to be frozen on my end, but I'm taking this Provincial Blue Home Decor chalk paint, okay, and I just got a little bit on the small brush, and I did get some water on my brush to help blend it. And That way it's not like overpoweringly dark. Okay. Tapping some of that off and literally just like letting, oops. I should have probably done the background first. So maybe that's my first tip for you, is do the background first, and then you can touch up his hat by painting it with darker colors. But we're here, and we've already done it. There we go. And we're almost done anyway, so thank God for that. Again, a little bit of water will help you blend this in and not have it be too much, too dark blue, okay? And then just be careful going around his body with your paintbrush, okay? But if you've got a little bit of water on there, it should help you have a smooth, be able to move your paintbrush smoothly around those edges. And smooth out your paint lines too. I'm making my paint lines horizontal so that it looks like wind maybe. And less like brush strokes, okay? Okay. There we go. All right, so I think that doesn't look too bad. And it looks like a pretty good winter scene to me. I'm gonna leave it just like that and not do another thing to it, because if I do, I'm bound to mess it up. So I'm gonna let this sit over here and just dry for a minute. And then I have all of the little snow pieces and all that other stuff that we need to finish up too. So there's this little piece, and I'll show you in a minute how all this goes together, but this piece sits in that frame, the stand, okay? So I love that. All of the words are gonna be white, so that should make it easy. I'm gonna get a new one. Well, I have this one too. Okay, so I'm using a newer makeup sponge for the white, because I'm gonna get it all over me if I don't. But for smaller pieces, I don't mind using the shorter one for very simple little things. But whenever it's a bunch, I want to use a bigger one so that I don't end up with paint all over my hands, okay? So usually I save the smaller ones whenever it's just a little touch of paint and it's not going to be a whole lot. So, and I'm using this Adirondack white for all of the snowflakes and the words, and it does say let it snow. And then he's got, of course, his little nose and a little scarf. And I was going, I'm debating on the scarf whether I'm going to paint it with a paintbrush or try to use a paint pen on it. Tempted to use a paint pen just because I can make it look so much neater, but I don't know. By drawing it, I can make it a lot nicer looking because it's stripes. Although I could paint red and then use a paint pen with black, and maybe that's what I'll do. You know, come up with ideas on the fly, y'all. All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do this W one more time. So yeah, you can comment the word October. Hi Jen, how are you? Hi Stacy, welcome. You can comment October to get the link to get all this stuff, okay? And this is a kit that all of the items that you need come in the kit. Ready to go. All you need to have is some glue, maybe a couple of extra paintbrushes, possibly some blue background paint, okay? And there's my white pieces. Now I am going to set this to the side and keep my makeup sponge handy because I might need to come back and do one more layer on these depending on how good this wood soaks up the paint. Okay, so I'm going to just set that over here. And then I've got my orange, so, you know, I hate to waste any of this paint, but you know what I'm going to do? I love these paint things, by the way. They are pretty awesome. You can fill them up from the back side, and you can store them either nozzle side down or up, whichever way you want to store them. And it makes it real easy to refill them. Okay, so there's my little nose. And then I might come back and do another layer on that nose, but sometimes when you squirt these, it comes out pretty good. So just be careful if you do buy them, because they can be a lot. Okay, so I'm going to paint this whole thing red, the scarf, and we'll come back and we'll add the stripes. We'll do with a black paint pen, and I think that'll be perfect. Or you could just leave it, just paint it just like this, and because it is scored with the stripes, so you can still see them, even though it's painted. And leave that right there too, so that if I need to come back, I can touch it up. And then this is his little hat brim and his buttons. And I'm going to just paint him with this pen real quick, because that'll be, this little stuff like this, these pens work just perfect. And on the tape too, it's just right. Super easy. And really good coverage too with these pens. So I'm going to come back over here real quick, and I'm just going to add the lines just along the score mark for his sweater. With the pen. Just like that. And then we have a defined little scarf too. Okay, so I think that's all my pieces here. Let me see what I need to do to touch my guy up, which definitely I do. His hat needs some help desperately. So yeah, highly recommend that you paint the background first and then come back and do his hat. Or touch it up if, I guess, if you need to. But to avoid the touch up, you know. Oops. Spreading blue, but that's okay. Hopefully we can hide that. Okay, so I'm also going to draw his little eyes and stuff on. I do want to go around him too. One time with the white and just make sure that I'm not missing any of those little edges that I may have nicked with a little bit of blue. There we go. All right, so there's my little snowman. He's pretty cute. All right, so we're gonna dry him real quick, and then we can draw on his eyes and his mouth and start putting this guy together. I think we're good. Pretty sure we're ready. Let me move all this stuff out of the way so I have a little bit of space to play with. All right, now, again, paint pen for the eyes and mouth. And there, his eyes and mouth dots are already scored on here for you. So there's no guessing game on where they go. Okay, so there's that. Super easy to do. Say hi to Dozer, everyone. He is out there barking at something. I don't know what. I don't know if he knows, but protecting his home, I guess. His little carrot nose. We've got all of his little pieces, and then we have the words and stuff, which I'm going to leave on there for just a minute. And so here's the deal, okay? Let me see. These pieces right here are the fray. Oh wait, no, I'm losing my mind is what I'm doing. Never mind, I take it back. Those go with the other part. Okay, so first things first, let's put his little frame on. Hi, Sue. And so then we know where this hat lines up, okay? So that's our first step. Is give him a frame. All these people that create these files and stuff are pretty crazy creative. I don't know where they come up with these ideas, but I sure do like it. Oh, excuse me, my nose is just itching. He's a pretty good doggo. He did really good today. He hung out with me in my office in his kennel a lot of the day today. Because the girl that cleans was here. So he always does fine in a kennel. If I'm in the room, if I'm at the house and I'm not in the room with him and he's in a kennel, no way. He's not gonna be quiet about it. But I just smeared a little blue paint on there, so let me clean that up. But he's good. If he's sitting in the room with me and he's in his kennel, he'll chill in there all day. It's so strange. And then about 8:30, 9 o'clock, if I'm not going to bed, like actively heading to the room to go to bed, he's standing in front of me telling me, hey, lady, I'm ready to go get in bed. It's the strangest thing, I swear. All right. And now we have a little scarf. And we have a little, what am I doing? Picking up my dryer, trying to use it as a glue gun. I have a little nose. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And then we have a couple little buttons. And just like that, we have a snowman. Okay, so here's this little guy. Okay, and we're gonna put him somewhere for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff off of here because we can do this other piece, and then we're gonna have some extra snowflakes that we can use on him too. And then last thing we'll do is put together his little stand and we'll be done. He is so smart. It's amazing to me every single day. And it was raining again today, poor thing. Plus he was stuck in the house with me most of the day. So when he did get to go out, y'all, he had zoomies in the rain. And just you can see just the joy on his face when he's out there running around is awesome. I love it. So I'm gonna get my little sanding block. This is a 220 grit. And just sand that black piece just a little bit to get any little paint burrs off it. Y'all, my hands are so dry. Hi, Melanie. How are you, love? Hi, Lori. Okay. That's much better. My hands are just incredibly dry. All right. So this is a frame. Okay. And this piece is actually an insert. In the frame, okay? It ends up like that, all right? So this part goes on the stand itself, so we'll put that over here for a minute. And I think we'll use tacky glue tonight on these smaller pieces. And again, this one is interchangeable, so whenever you comment the word October, the stand part can be a one-time buy, okay? So whenever you get that, then you won't have to buy it again. You can reuse it, okay? And we would just want to be sure that none of the letters or anything hang over the edge. And you know, I always love to place everything first, just to know that I semi know what I'm doing, okay? And then we can start gluing. Hi, Bev. How are you? Welcome. Your stuff is on the way, my friend. It left here today. I think it was today. Could have been yesterday. I have no idea. My sweet little postman just stops by every day and looks in the little box out there and dutifully takes my stuff. I feel bad for him too, because he has to get out of his truck and come up to my door and all that junk every day. Yeah, I'm excited to see you make it too. All right, just a little bit of tacky glue. This stuff works great and it dries clear, as I always say. Hi, Rebecca. How are you, love? Welcome to the party. All right. All right. Sorry, I know watching me glue all these pieces on here is just super fun, but it won't be long now. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Welcome. So I was supposed to go to New Orleans next week for work, and I think I'm probably going to cancel because I had ordered some software and we had a training set up for my team, and now it looks like the approval is not quite finished, and it doesn't look like it's going to be done until middle of next week. So that turned out pretty good. So I don't think I'm going to be able to go now, which really stinks because I was looking forward to seeing my guys and the training too. All right, so we have about 5 extra snowflakes that we can use for our snowman. So I'm going to just place these little guys around. Not really even thinking a whole lot about where they're going either, just placing them, okay? So that we have our little snow on there. Now, oops, you do get instructions, okay, to put this stand together, and you're probably going to need them. So you'll get that in your package. Keep an eye out for it. I put it inside with the cutouts too, so that you'll see it. It's not attached to the invoice or anything like that. So hopefully you'll see it and not miss it. And so see how small that is? It's too small. I'm throwing it out. That's about the last time I can use that one before it's really done. And I painted actually more than I normally would with that size piece. So this is the base of the stand, okay? And these are the actual stand parts. There's 2 of them. This part goes on top, and I'll show you that here in just a few. We'll put all of this together right now. And then there's going to be a bunch of these kind of just rectangle pieces, okay? A bunch of them. So pull all these out. Isn't that pretty, Barbara? Thank you. I'm glad you like that. All right, so here we go. Now, as you can see, there's also some little holes here, and those are important because, again, this is interchangeable. So you'll need those little holes to be able to push your little sign out through it. Okay, and again, you should get a sheet that looks something like that. Now, it's got some pictures of how it's put together, okay? And it will say on here that each of these are 2 layers, okay? So this is 2 layers, it's 2 pieces. That's gonna go there. And the little round pieces will go there, just like that. And then, let me show you. So you have some wider pieces And then you have thinner ones, okay? So they're a little bit thinner. Let's see, you have six and four, okay? So 2 of the large ones are gonna go at the bottom, and 2 of the small ones are gonna go directly underneath that, right? And remember that you don't want to go all the way to the score line because that's gonna have to sit inside of this base, okay? So keep that in mind when you're putting this together. Don't put these all the way at the very bottom, okay? And then we will glue these all together before we glue them on here as well. And then we're gonna have another of the big ones up here right at the top of this frame. And then we're gonna have another, there's a score line up at the top where the bigger ones will go on top and then the bottom ones will go in the center, just underneath that, okay? So that's how this will all go together. So let's start, and we'll just take these and we'll start gluing the pieces together first. And then we'll glue them onto the thing, okay? And I am using hot glue, but I'm wondering if I need to be using, I probably need to continue with hot glue actually, because it's gonna be, these pieces are heavy. This is 1/4 inch wood. Okay, normally I use 1/8 inch, so it's a lot thinner. But this one, I wanted it to be super sturdy. I know, I'm excited too, Bev. I gotta go out there and look and see what's available so that I can get all the different interchangeables for this sign. And I think I can still go and get some fall ones too, I think. So this is gonna be fun, like the truck. If y'all haven't seen that interchangeable truck, it's so much fun. I love it. Okay, so there's that all glued together. Now I want to make sure that that's good and like even, because it's gonna have to hold that sign, okay? So keep that in mind. These bigger pieces are gonna get glued together. And I suppose I didn't have to paint every single layer, but you know, I like to paint them even if it's gonna go underneath, just to be sure that it's gonna look nice. Okay, here we go. We're almost there now. So anybody have anything fun planned this weekend? We have, Chris is gonna be doing yard work again. He's gonna take care of the backyard. Now that we've gotten a lot of rain, our grass is real tall in the back, I was noticing earlier. Plus we have all of those trees still down in the backyard, so he's gonna take care of that this weekend. And you know, I think I'm gonna tackle this room because I'm sick of it. All right, so I'm gonna turn this just so that I can see it, and hopefully that y'all can see it too this way. So I can see the whole thing at once. Now, let's begin at the beginning, and we'll put this down first. So it's kind of the centerpiece of the whole thing. This is the frame for that Let It Snow with the words on it, or the sign with Let It Snow on it, okay? So that will go there. And then down here at the bottom, we will go, big will butt right up next to this, and then small will go underneath, okay? So let's do big first. Right in the center. And then small is gonna butt right up there to make it look really nice. And then we're gonna do big up here at the top. And again, butt that right up to the frame. Our circle pieces gonna go right there. And then there is a score line up here at the top. I'm gonna line this top one up with that score line. Right in the center there. And then the skinny one is gonna butt right up next to it, just like that. Okay, so this is what you should have. Look how pretty that looks. And then this thing pops right in there, and I just didn't line it up as I put it in, so of course, right? Let me see if I can. There. Okay, and then whenever you go to remove it, you just pop something through the holes and it pops right out. Okay, so there's that. And then, so there's this back piece here. And you have this all done on the front, okay, but then you have the back. Now, you'll get these two pieces right here, and it says, that you're gonna put the base on. So let's go ahead and figure this out together. So this base is two pieces, okay? One of them has two holes. One of them just has one hole. So you're gonna wanna line up the big hole and glue that on, being sure not to get glue in the holes, which this one down here is a little questionable, but we'll be okay, I think. And then line that right up with the holes. Okay, and then this slot, the small slot, is going to be on the front. Okay, so that's going to go on, it's going to sit in it just like this. Okay, and it should sit really nice and sturdy, okay, and tight in there. Okay, that's how you know that it's done right. Okay, and then you have your little snowflake. That should snugly fit right in there, okay, and it should be able to be taken out. Now, in order to put this part on, you're going to first take this piece, okay, it's going to go glued on with the open part down on the back, okay, and I'll show you in just a second. But you want to make sure and put the base on first, okay? Don't do this until you have the base on here. And do not cover up the holes, okay? So it does fit semi over the holes. Let me show you. Okay, but not entirely, because you want to be able to stick a pin or something in there and push out your little thing, okay? And then you've got this triangle piece. It's going to come in here and just be a little bit of extra support back here. If I can get it to fit, that'd be good. And I'm going to just glue that right in there and a little bit on the bottom of that base, okay? Now I think this is probably optional, This thing seems pretty sturdy to me, okay? But this just gives it a little bit more oomph, okay? And holds it just a little bit more solidly. Okay, now I just glued that on. This one, I need to resize this slot, apparently, because I thought it was the right size, but apparently it's not. But that's okay. It's not going to kill it. I mean, it's holding itself up, okay? It's really not an issue at all. Okay, and then, last thing that we need to do is we need to hang our little snow guy here. Okay, so he needs to hang right here. And you will get a little bit of jute in your package. So let me just move that. Isn't this adorable? I know. I think it's pretty cute. I'm excited to see what other pieces she offers. So I can start getting those too. All right. So I'm going to just, well, I guess I should probably do this first. So I'm gonna take him and just string this jute right through here, and I'm gonna do like I do on all of my other signs and tie a knot, probably a double knot. So this is light, it's very thin jute, okay? It's not anything heavy duty. And then I'm gonna glue it on the back, okay? Once I get that tied in there, but let me see how I'm gonna do this first, because I didn't really think that through. Okay. Yeah, so this other side is gonna come through the signpost. So I'm gonna do this part first on both of them and get this going. I also have my handy dandy little strips of ribbon that I like to use for gluing backers on, just to kind of make it feel like it's holding a little bit more. I don't know if it actually does or not, but oh, hello. About to string it through this whole thing. All right, one more. Right through here. If I can get it to go. Hi, Mom. It does match my shirt, doesn't it? All right, there we go. And then just a little double knot back here, and then we'll glue this one as well. And you can even trim this if you need to on the back, but I don't even think that's even that big of a deal. Put my little ribbon here just to help. I don't know if that actually helps hold it or what, but that way you have two strings hanging from it, okay? And now we can try and finagle our way to have a hanging sign. Y'all can probably think of an easier way to do this, but who knows? I'm kind of challenged whenever it comes to thinking things through all the way. Okay. Stick that right through there. And this one too. Oh, goodness. Make sure it's gonna stay standing up while you try and finagle it, okay? Now, if I didn't have a craft fail on a live, I don't know what I'd do, so hopefully this doesn't fall. But it would be pretty typical. All right. A little bit of glue on there will help send that through the hole. Now, I'm gonna make these pretty short. So I'm gonna just take it right back here, and I'm gonna just tie these together, okay? And that way I can untie it once I'm done with it. Now, I might try to tuck this to where the little bow's hidden, but it's just literally a little bow, okay? But look how stinking cute he turned out. What do you think? I hope y'all love this as much as I do. I sure do. I think it's pretty cute. So again, you can comment the word October. grab this little guy for yourself. Hopefully he will help bring some cooler weather my way because y'all, it's still stinking hot here. Okay. Love you all so much, and I mean that when I say it. So have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Have more cute stuff to show y'all. So come hang out with me tomorrow night, okay? Good night.